Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Mainstream Mondays right here on Night Owl Video. Today I'm talking about this movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005. I will not be reviewing these movies today, although I do love all of these movies. This was a DVD set that I got a couple of years ago. Trying to see when this is from. This is from 2013, so it's a 4-disc set. Unfortunately, they stack all of the DVDs on top of each other, which I don't know about you, but that really just drives me crazy. You can see there's Beetlejuice. But yeah, today I will be talking about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory right here with Johnny Depp from 2005. So I hope you will stick around and listen to the review. Now I know this movie sort of gets some mixed reviews from people. This is a family fantasy movie from 2005, directed by, of course, Tim Burton, who did. I mean, do I really have to dive into that? But Batman and Edward Scissorhands and Big Fish, and he was involved with Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride, and he's got so much good stuff under his belt. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, of course. Well, just right here, of course, Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Yeah, and of course he also did a remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's been sort of doing more of these remakes in the last couple of decades, which kind of hit or miss. I don't, maybe I have a soft spot for him. I don't know. I know a lot of people really checked out after like Alice in Wonderland or something, but I still sort of a soft spot for him. Even at first I didn't like his remake of Planet of the Apes, but it's like a guilty pleasure now. But I always did kind of like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I did not see Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder one, until I think it was into the 2000s. My partner at the time was a big fan of that movie, and they got me to watch it. It really didn't hit for me. I just didn't really like it. But when we saw the remake, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I was all in. I thought it was great. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 2005 stars Johnny Depp, who of course was in A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Pirates of the Caribbean series. It also stars Freddie Highmore, who was in Bates Motel, as well as the Good Doctor TV shows. Helena Bonham Carter, who was in the remake of Planet of the Apes, as well as a voice in Corpse Bride. Christopher Lee, rest in peace, but of course he was in Dracula, Prince of Darkness, The Wicker Man. He played Saruman in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, as well as Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequels, for better or for worse. But, he's probably more well-known for his acting in the horror films of the 60s, 70s from Hammer Horror. So this had a pretty good lineup of actors. The synopsis for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory: based on the beloved Roald Dahl tale, the film follows young Charlie Bucket, played by Freddie Highmore, and his grandpa Joe, played by David Kelly, as they join a small group of contest winners who get to tour the magical and mysterious factory of eccentric candy maker Willy Wonka, played by Johnny Depp. Aided by his diminutive Oompa Loompa workers, played by Deep Roy, Wonka has a hidden motivation for the tour, one that he will reveal only after the children in the group show their true colors. Production for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Filming took place from June until December of 2004 in Pinewood Studios in the United Kingdom. Rather than using computer-generated environments, Burton primarily used built sets and practical effects, which he claimed was inspired by the book's emphasis on texture. Wonka's chocolate room was constructed in the 007 stage at Pinewood, complete with a faux chocolate waterfall and river. Burton shot the film simultaneously alongside the stop-motion animation film The Corpse Bride, which he also directed. The film received a nomination for Best Costume Design at the 78th Academy Awards, while Depp was nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. musical or comedy. It remains Tim Burton's second highest grossing film to date. Hmm. I forgot to write down what his highest grossing film was. It must have been, well, it could have been one of these later ones, though. It could have been like Alice in Wonderland or something, but I don't know. Like Dark Shadows, there was so many of these movies he did more recently that I just could not get into. Um, Mars Attacks, Mars Attacks and Planet of the Apes were two that I was really disappointed with because I thought he was going to do them more like dark and violent. And some may argue that they are, but if you look at those Mars Attacks trading cards from the 50s, like they were ultra violent, like people being disintegrated, people being taken apart but kept alive, like, and then along comes Tim Burton's movie and it's a comedy. Just didn't hit for me. Planet of the Apes, I really thought going into that it was going to be like real violent, like I don't know. I just had this sort of image of what it was going to be like, and then it turned out to be sort of, I don't know, almost like family friendly. It had little cutesy, uh, apes in it and stuff like that. I was just like, I don't know. But for me, like I'm a big fan of his earlier stuff, like Edward Scissorhands and Pee Wee and things like that. But I thought this one, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I thought it hit its mark actually, and like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more than the 1971 version. The budget for the film was $150 million and the box office was $475 million. So that's almost 20 years ago. So that was pretty good money for a film. Warner Brothers Pictures and Brillstein Gray Entertainment entered into discussions with the Dahl estate in 1991, hoping to purchase the rights to produce another film version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The purchase was finalized in 1998 with Dahl's widow Felicity and daughter Lucy receiving total artistic control and final privilege to the choices of actors, directors, and writers. Allegedly, Ang Lee, Terry Gilliam, Anthony Minghella, and Spike Jonze were among the Dahl estate's preferred directors for the project. That would have been, some of those choices would have made interesting versions of this film. Michael Jackson allegedly actively sought the role of Willy Wonka and secretly recorded an original soundtrack for the film at a small studio in Los Angeles. Warner Brothers did not want Jackson for the role, arguing that it would not be marketable for him to be the leading role in a family film. However, they went nuts over the recording and offered to acquire the songs in addition to a small role elsewhere in the film. Jackson was upset by their offer and he shelved the songs. So, allegedly, somewhere in Michael Jackson's audio archives is a complete soundtrack written for this film, with, of course, Jackson being the lead role as Willy Wonka. So, who knows what that would have looked like, or what those songs sound like. I'm sure they're probably pretty interesting. The actual soundtrack for the finished film was created by Danny Elfman, with several songs utilizing Roald Dahl's original lyrics. Danny Elfman also composed the songs simultaneously alongside the music for Corpse Bride. So him and Tim Burton were both working on Corpse Bride while they were working on this film. The 2023 film Wonka serves as a prequel story about Willy Wonka and his origins. It's gotten really good reviews. I have not seen it yet. I don't know why I'm a little hesitant to watch it. I don't know. Maybe I should give it a try. I think it's Timothée Chalamet is Willy Wonka. I should give it a shot because I do. It did get good reviews, so maybe it is good. Who knows? The critical reception for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005, the film currently holds an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Many critics praise the darker tone of the film, as well as Depp's quirky take on the character of Willy Wonka. So, I've never read the book. I did see the 1971 version of the story, the film version, and I don't know, it just didn't do much for me. This film does have some pretty dark stuff in it. Some of the way the kids disappear in the factory is pretty shocking for a family film, but I still think it's got enough playfulness to it that it works. So my thoughts on this film, I thought Johnny Depp's performance was great. I thought he was really. I remember the first time I watched this, I could not make heads or tails of what he was doing, or like it took a long. It took the whole film to kind of like get a feel for like his character. This one I think delves a bit more into Willy Wonka's backstory as opposed to the 1971 version. But there's some again, there's some dark kind of like very typical flashbacks like Tim Burton likes to do that are quite dark. And it's I think it's like the vulnerability of children too. With him, he seems to do that a lot. Um, this one, no exception. There's some flashbacks to Willy Wonka's dad, who was played by Christopher Lee, who is a dentist, and he's telling Willy Wonka like you can't eat candy and all this stuff, but it's like these kind of weird, like dreamy flashbacks that are, probably pretty creepy to a little kid. But I thought they were so well done. Deep Roy plays the Oompa Loompa, and he allegedly did a lot of the. It wasn't just like they duplicated his performance; that he actually went and did a lot of the performances of like all of these different Oompa Loompas in the movie. So that's pretty impressive. Plus, I thought he was just kind of a cute character. Some people probably think he's creepy, but the sets and special effects. I mean, when they first go in and there's that river with the chocolate going, and like some of the sets are just so amazing. And bear in mind, like I said earlier in this review, most of that was actually like sets and practical effects. That was not computer generated stuff. So the amount of craftsmanship and attention to detail that went into creating those sets was really, really incredible. The songs are like little earworms. You hear, Veruca Salt and I'm trying to think of the other ones, Mike TV, like Augustus Gloop. Like every time I hear that song, it's like in my brain for like days. So Danny Elfman, regardless of what you think about Danny Elfman, he did actually write some pretty cool music for this movie. Like I mentioned, the backstory with Christopher Lee and that was really cool and well done, and I thought it added an extra dimension to the Willy Wonka character that wasn't in the 71 version. Bear in mind, I haven't seen that one for probably 25 years, so it's been a while, but I thought Johnny Depp was just so good as that character, and just some of the stuff he says, oh, I don't care. He's very like, whatever, dumb kids, like, just follow me or whatever. The special effects, yeah, really, really good. And the colors too in the film really, really were so vibrant. I would actually like to find Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on Blu-ray because the colors were so vibrant in this film, and even on DVD they look so good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like I said, this is a 4-movie set from 2013 from Warner Brothers. See if I can see. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory does not say, but oh wait, here we go. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is rated PG in Canada. It has some material that may not be suitable for children, quirky situations, action, and mild language. See if it has. I don't see a runtime for it, but I don't remember that movie like lagging or anything. I thought it was just really well done. Tim Burton, like I said, this is an exception, I would say, to his 2000s movies, but this and like go back to his 80s stuff, he was just on fire back then. So yeah, this is kind of a crappy edition because all 4 movies are just like stacked on one another. So I did find this at a charity shop, and but it was in pretty good condition. I've subsequently gone on to get Pee Wee Herman Big Adventures and Corpse Bride individually, so I'll probably see if I can find the other 2 on DVD or Blu-ray and then get rid of this set, because I just really don't. I'm just not a big fan of that spindle type thing. But anyway, This is a 4 film favorites from Warner Brothers, so I think this one's fairly common to find, as well as the standard edition of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I spent a long time trying to find this one, but yeah, that's my thoughts on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and that edition. You can currently watch this on Netflix or Crave in Canada if you have a subscription to those services. As of the recording of this video, obviously I cannot guarantee that it's still available when you see this review. And you can also rent it on Google Play or YouTube. So go check it out. I know this movie was a little divisive maybe with the fans of the original 1971 film or even the book. But I thought it was a very clever movie, well done. Again, the sets are so amazing. If you're into that, like production and set design and stuff like that, check this movie out because it is really, really well done. The kid actors also were, I didn't mention them, but they were also, I thought were all really good. And just played their roles really well, so. That's my thoughts on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of that movie. Did you like this movie? Did you not like this movie? Did you prefer the 1971 version or the book even for that matter? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. Hopefully, I will not see you in Willy Wonka's factory being turned into a giant grape or something like that. But until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next review.